All right, so let's get started. First of all, hey everyone, my name is Adam Dzyacky. I'm the product manager here at Tikit. I'm excited to discuss today Tikit Virtual Agent that's now available in the Microsoft Teams App Store. And what I want to go over today is what this means for all of our current customers, what this means for even, maybe prospects on the call that are looking at Tikit. And we're just going to go over all of that in as much detail as possible. Also, I want to add that we will have a question and answer section at the end of this presentation. So if you have any questions right now, or even ones that come up during this, feel free to save them till the end. You can post them in the chat. Our Q&A is being moderated. So just a heads up that, some things will get published, some things won't. So if you don't want to see your question get published, you can also add that in there if you want to as well. But other than that, I'd say let's get started. So before we jump into Tikit Virtual Agent, what I want to talk about is just some kind of general housekeeping announcements for all things Tikit. And first and foremost, I want to start with the one that is top of probably at least a few of your minds. And it's certainly one that's on top of the roadmap, which is I want to talk about performance for Tikit. Performance is 100% absolutely top of mind priority for everything that we are doing. Every feature, every release, everything that we bring an update to Tikit, performance is top of mind. Now, we have made a few changes very recently with performance, and you may have noticed that with the release that recently went out around surveys. So if you're seeing surveys and end users kind of getting those responses and being able to provide their own respective satisfaction on each ticket as it's resolved, we also brought performance along with the survey release. But some things that have happened since we last spoke, and again is on the roadmap if you haven't seen it already, is we've also introduced a couple changes to our automations in that you can now not only schedule an automation such as every hour or every week, every month, etc., but you can also send notifications along with those automations. And you can decide to say, I'm going to send that notification via email or Teams to either the assignee or the requester of a ticket. So that's also available in automations today. We also introduced being able to start tickets, brand new tickets, from a file upload. This is something that was raised by you in our community and our roadmap. And again, it was just simply the way Tikit starts for some of our customers and some of our employees is it's not a chat. They're just pasting a screenshot of something and that's how they begin. So that is also now addressed in recent releases of Tikit. That's again also available right now and effective immediately. So if you haven't seen that, give that a go. Again, it's available now. We also introduced related and merged tickets. And this is something that we started building, and there's a much larger story that we're trying to get to actually with related and merged tickets. So the story is not complete, but for now, what you could do with related and merged tickets is one, you can, relate tickets together. Anything that maybe feels similar, anything you want your analysts or anyone working on a service desk, if you want to start forming some of those patterns and be able to report on them later, you can relate tickets to one another that maybe feel similar to one another. And of course, you can also now merge tickets as well. So if you have a couple different tickets that come in from the same requester, you can now consolidate those into a single ticket. You don't have to manage the multiple instances of the same ticket from the same requester. You can now consolidate those together into one. We also introduced SLAs or service level agreements so that you could see what your SLAs with your business are, whether or not you're meeting them. You can configure those for obviously many tickets, and you can also notice and see on the tickets board in web.tikit.ai whether or not you were meeting those SLAs on a per ticket basis. And last but not least, something we've heard from prospects and again customers alike was they wanted the ability to view kind of detailed app consent breakdowns. Why is the permission so wide for Tikit? Why are these permissions being requested? Why does Tikit need them? And so what we've done over at web.tikit.ai is that if you go into the feature configuration, you can actually see a detailed breakdown of each of those respective permissions as requested and as written by Microsoft, and also why we are asking for them. So if you want to turn certain features on, you can, and you can also see the respective permissions that go along with that and why they're needed. So without further ado, let's talk about Tikit Virtual Agent now that we got everything up to speed here. So Tikit Virtual Agent. Tikit Virtual Agent was born out of our roadmap, again, by you, our customers, and our prospects alike. And if you've been with us since day one of Tikit or within this past year plus or so, you may be familiar with this bot known as HelpBot. And HelpBot was a bot that you side-loaded into your organization that you made available to all of your end users, basically everyone who's not going to be working tickets, but rather needs to submit tickets. And that's what HelpBot was used for. But the thing that we heard about HelpBot was, I really want to be able to customize it. I wish I didn't have to sideload it. I wish, like, there was certainly a list of things that went along with wants around a HelpBot, but as we were really kind of working towards this, we wanted to make HelpBot available first. And the thing we've been working towards, and is now available today in the Microsoft App Store, is Tikit Virtual Agent. So Tikit Virtual Agent replaces HelpBot. And in doing so, this means you no longer have to sideload the Tikit Virtual Agent. You don't have to sideload in order to make this work and service your end users. This also comes with a few other bonuses as well. Because Tikit Virtual Agent does not have to be sideloaded, this means that you can actually raise feature requests on our roadmap for enhancements you'd like to see to Tikit Virtual Agent. We can publish those and you simply receive them. You don't have to re-download a bot and then sideload it and update it and provision it back out. All of this is simply just kept up to date for you, just like Tikit. Now, the other thing that this also comes with is because Tikit Virtual Agent is now available in the Microsoft App Store, is that it means that you can now brand this however you would like. You can give this any name, any description, accent colors, icons, whatever you want to do so that it matches your organizational branding, you can do right now today by deploying Tikit Virtual Agent. So let's see how that works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my screen share and I'm going to walk you through how we can configure Tikit Virtual Agent, where you can find this thing. And well, yeah, let's just jump right over to it. Okay, so everyone should hopefully be able to see my screen here. And I'm signed into Teams as before, just like a few other users. And so over here on my right, I'm signed into Teams, and you can see that I'm already talking to the Tikit Virtual Agent. And you'll notice when I go to the About tab, right, it says Tikit Virtual Agent. It's published by Cyrison. Here's the description of the Tikit Virtual Agent. If I go to chat, right, again, this is just like the experience that I had with HelpBot, but again, through Tikit Virtual Agent. Now, you'll also notice, if you haven't seen it before, is that while I'm here in Tikit Virtual Agent, you can also see that we have, not SLAs, we have surveys now front and center here, right? So when a ticket becomes resolved, and I say, you know, did we resolve this ticket to your satisfaction? I can say yes, and then I can provide some feedback about the service that I received. Okay, but I digress. Tikit Virtual Agent, how do we brand this? How do we name this and customize it? Again, Tikit Virtual Agent is the name of my bot. Here's the description. So over in the Teams Admin Center, as a administrator of Teams, all I have to do is go into Manage Apps, search for Tikit. And now you'll notice that you'll see Tikit Virtual Agent comes up. And when I click on Tikit Virtual Agent, I'm brought over to this page where you can see a little bit about what Tikit Virtual Agent is, the current version of it, whether or not it's allowed in my organization. And again, this is something that's worth highlighting because you'll want to be able to probably smoothly roll out Tikit Virtual Agent to replace HelpBot. So you can define how this is accessed for, that transitionary period. But more importantly, the thing that we're here to talk about today is that we now have this function, customizable. Yes. And so all I have to do is click on this little pencil icon, and now I get this customized window. So if I wanted to give this a new name, I can. Let's call this like Support Central. And then a little short description of one-stop shop for all the help you need. And then here's my full description. The one-stop shop for all org name needs in Teams. Right, so again, the full description is what we saw over here. So I just want to go back and forth so you know exactly what it is that we're editing. And you can even see, I can now give this its own custom icon if I want to. So when I go to upload, I have some icons available. So I want to use this one, and I want to use this one. And I can also give this an accent color. Now the accent color, if you're not familiar with it, and it could be easily overlooked, is this little bar right here. That is the accent color of the bot. So that's what this color represents. Now, and truthfully, that's all there is to this. I can give this a name, a description, its icon, accent color, hit apply, and I'm good to go. Now, what I should add here, though, is that when I hit apply, changes can take up to 24 hours to propagate around to all teams, right? So, wherever your users are located or wherever all the teams, data centers are located, right? This can take some time to propagate around. So while you can change this at whim, just be mindful that those changes are going to take a little bit of effect before you see them. Now that said, once those changes have taken effect, the next question that might arise is, well, how do I find this? If I was a requester for tickets, how would I find this thing? Well, again, because we rename it, since I called this Support Central, I would see Support Central here, Support Central here, Support Central here. But more importantly, if I were to search for an app in my Teams environment, I could search by Support Central. So when you rename the bot, you are truly renaming it. And that's how you, as well as the rest of your organization, can find it inside of Microsoft Teams. Okay, so now, that said, are there any questions? Anyone got any questions about Tikit Virtual Agent? Anything else that I may have gone over here? Again, please post them in the chat. We are waiting anxiously and patiently for any questions that may arise. And again, if you're on Teams desktop, all you got to do is just go to Q&A and then post your questions. And again, if you want to ask a question but you don't want it published, you can just comment that in the question. Okay, how much is the Tikit Virtual Agent in addition to Tikit? So just like HelpBot, the Tikit Virtual Agent is just included with the Tikit subscription. There's no additional costs, right? So TVA is an upgrade to HelpBot. It replaces HelpBot, and there's no additional cost associated. I'm gonna publish this one. Guessing this means we can uninstall HelpBot as soon as we install Tikit Virtual Agent. The short answer is yes. However, I would make sure that it is propagated around and that everyone can find TVA or however you choose to brand it before you make that swap. But in effect, yes. Let's see. You mentioned during the updates the ability to create a ticket from a file upload. How does the ticket get populated from a file upload? Oh, okay, so great question. So if you were to just paste an image into a chat with TVA and then just send the message, it immediately comes back with, do you want to attach this to a ticket or do you want to create a new ticket? And if you create a ticket, it just creates it with that attachment. So yeah, that's yes, that's how that works. Let's see. Oh yeah, now there's questions pouring in. Let's publish this one. Let me just take these one at a time. What differences can TVA do compared to HelpBot? So right now, I mean, I would say that here's the big thing is that TVA is now a managed bot by us, whereas HelpBot was, if we were to make any updates, you have to re-download it, you have to re-sideload it, you have to publish it. But again, the thing you could not do with HelpBot is you could not customize it. So TVA has really the branding advantage over HelpBot, but it also has it is a managed bot by us, which means, again, if you wanted to raise feature requests on the roadmap about it, we could address those, publish those, and they're just made available to you. Again, no side loading or anything like that required. Next question. This is when I check the App Store, I see that the virtual agent is blocked by publisher. You should be able to actually, in the Teams admin center, say allow and control. Basically, it's a stopgap to prevent you from accidentally having HelpBot and TVA running directly alongside one another. So in your Teams admin center, you can allow that, publish it, and make it available to your organization. Next question is, are you going to post a guide migrating from HelpBot to Virtual Agent? Yes, we are in the middle of updating and transitioning our documentation away from HelpBot into Tikit Virtual Agent. However, I do want to highlight that the one key difference here is really just the first step. And that first step is, are you sideloading it or are you just making it available through your team's admin center? Otherwise, the steps are identical, right? You choose which users can have access to it, which group of users can have access to it. Do you want to pin it to your team's navigation sidebar? Again, all of those steps are identical with the exception of the very first one, which is you don't have to sideload, you just allow it in the team's admin center. So hope that answers that question. Next question is, so is Tikit Virtual Agent the same bot that analysts work with when working tickets? The shorter answer is maybe it depends. No, I'm just kidding. So typically analysts will work with the ticket bot. So Tikit, the bot, is how they manage tickets, update tickets, work tickets, whereas Tikit Virtual Agent is really meant for the rest of your organization to submit tickets. Now that said, and here's where the kind of the it depends comes up a little bit, is really there's nothing stopping an analyst from messaging the Tikit Virtual Agent, right? They could create tickets like that. That's how they could see how the AI is actually operating, but it's not a way for them to manage tickets. So it is a very different experience, but they can still technically do it. Let's see. Okay, this one I'll answer, but I won't. Okay. Can we set up? Oh yeah, so we purchased Tikit. Can we set up the virtual agent without having to worry about any HelpBot conflicts? Yeah, you can just go straight into Tikit Virtual Agent. You can avoid HelpBot entirely. Another one is, so what's going to happen to HelpBot? Can I keep HelpBot? Like, what's the timetable for this? So we are going to be sunsetting HelpBot, and we'll provide more information as when those days arrive. But certainly, kind of the message here today is Tikit Virtual Agent is the upgraded experience to HelpBot. Please get onto it. That's something you want to migrate to, because again, we've heard from a host of people that said, I want to be able to customize this. So we kind of anticipate that everyone's probably going to be racing over to configure Tikit Virtual Agent and get it published out to their organization. Let's see, let's publish this one. Is the Tikit Virtual Agent the same? Oh, no, wait, sorry, just answered that. My bad. Apologies. I thought I hit publish on this one. I think I saw a question, or maybe this. I definitely. Oh, sorry. Now it appears. Is the virtual agent running off of Microsoft virtual agents? And if so, can it work with other Power Platform apps? So it is not running off of Microsoft virtual agents, but it can interact with some other Power Platform apps because we do integrate with Microsoft Power BI. And if you've been following the roadmap, we're also working towards getting a Power Automate connector made available to all of our customers so that you could use Power Automate and deeply integrate with Tikit and manage all of the flows however you see fit and build all sorts of automations. I should add that the Power Automate integration is now in preview. So, well, I'll get to that in a second, but short of it is Power Automate's in preview. If you would like to play around with it and provide feedback, we would very much welcome that kind of interaction. So I'll drop my email in shortly so you can see how to get in touch with me. Next question. Does TVA work the same algorithms as HelpBot in general as identifying the best knowledge base item? Does it learn the same way? Fundamentally, yes, it does. It does learn the same way. However, some of the algorithms have changed behind the scenes so that the confidence levels are now just a little bit more, they're just a little different, but it's fundamentally the same thing. Okay, last couple ones. This is data shared with a third party? This is a popular question. I know I've actually seen a couple of these, so I'm not dismissing anyone else. I mean, this is meant to be a blanket answer here. Is data shared with a third party? So the data that does exist within Tikit, certainly billing information is shared with our billing partner, but otherwise all of that Tikit data stays with us and Microsoft Teams. So there's really not a whole lot of people involved here. It's us, Tikit, providing this service, our billing partner, and Microsoft providing Teams. That's the short of it. Let's see. Is Tikit HIPAA compliant? Tikit is not HIPAA compliant at this current time. However, we are looking at getting our SOC 2 compliance later this year. All right, let's keep going. The questions keep pouring in. Will language translation work with a virtual agent? I think I know what you mean by the question. So currently Tikit is it is just English language right now. We are looking at expanding this into multiple languages. As a follow-up question here, I'd be curious, is there any specific language you're looking for, or is it kind of just a blanket all of them? I believe you should be able to reply, or certainly I can reply. If not, just post another question and I'll see it. Excellent, thanks. Spanish, okay, got it. So let me go to published. So if you head over to roadmap.tikit.ai, there is a language request, and I would highly encourage you to, just comment in there. It's like, hey, we're really looking for Spanish. That absolutely helps. We do look at the roadmap quite frequently. It's how Tikit Virtual Agent and many other things in Tikit came to be. Okay, I am swamped here. Okay, let's see. What else do we got? I may have answered this earlier. Does TVA roll out automatically, or do I have to do something? So you will have to set up Tikit Virtual Agent. Again, a bit similar to how I showed you today. You have to allow it in your respective app store. You publish it to users just like you chose which users to publish it to with HelpBot. And again, once you've done this, any updates that we make to Tikit Virtual Agent are just made available to you instantly. But again, you do not have to sideload it. However, again, Tikit Virtual Agent, it is something you still have to consciously configure and then make available to your end users and the rest of your organization. Another Power Automate question. Okay, I'll save the Power Automate stuff till the end. Can you contact multiple users? Okay, so this is a good one. Is it possible to talk to or comment out to multiple users from a single ticket? There is actually, so there's two parts to this question. The first one is that, as I said, we introduced the ability to have related tickets and merge tickets, and something that is on the roadmap and that we're discussing internally is the idea of, is there something to maybe parent-child tickets, and then being able to mass communicate on them. However, the other side of this is that there are two features that are very much in current active development, and again, they're ones that have been raised on the roadmap, which is the ability for having multiple assignees and multiple requesters. And the point of that being is that maybe I have one ticket that affects multiple people. It'd be great if I just had one ticket, but many people on it, and I could just ping them all. So multiple requesters is something that is an active development, and multiple assignees, so that you can notify multiple analysts and they can all collaborate on a single ticket, is also an active development. Oh, got a new post already. Oh, this is a great one. Can you have a virtual agent for each department? HR support agent, IT support agent. So per our roadmap, another feature that is also in active development, and I've seen very recently, and I'm very excited to get to in the coming months here, is multi-team support. This is something that has been asked arguably for the longest time here, which is I want to be able to deploy Tikit to HR, IT, accounting, a project team, a team I spin up, but then I spin down. And again, I want that because I want to be able to silo tickets to those respective teams, right? Surely, if I have Tikit working in HR and Tikit working in IT, I don't want those two teams to see each other's tickets. So multi-team support is something that is also in active development, and we're working on so that, again, multiple teams can use Tikit. But as far as the question now of, so then what happens to the virtual agent experience? Does this mean I will have multiple virtual agents? Can I have multiple virtual agents? And right now our plan actually is to keep the single virtual agent, but thread all of the requests to the right team from a single bot. And again, we think this is actually very appealing because then you don't have to juggle multiple bots within your team's organization. You can keep all of your requesters coming to one place to get all of their needs serviced, and all of those tickets just simply going to the right teams. But more on that to come as we get closer to actually releasing multi-team support. General question, are there any performance enhancements coming soon to the dashboard? It's still taking 5 to 15 seconds for screens to load. Oh, thanks, Joel. But to answer the question, and also did want to come back to performance, is we actually do have rather a large performance update coming in the coming weeks here, which we anticipate is going to address a lot, if not most, of the issues that people are either reporting or experiencing with web.ticket.ai. So that's kind of one of the things that we are currently juggling in addition to multi-requesters, multi-collaborators, multi-team support, again, is getting performance to be top-notch. Okay, more questions. Wow, this is a great day. Let's see. Are you able to use web.ticket.ai as a tab in a team tab? Yes. I have used this. Yes, I use this myself. You can publish a web.ticket.ai tab as a Teams tab if you would like. There's a little bit more coming on that in the very near future. I'm not going to spoil it just here, but just know that there's an item on the roadmap that is also in active development that is around some of that functionality. Let's see. What are the... All right, so that was multiple users from a ticket, working on that. What are the auditing capabilities for the knowledge base? So something else that we're also looking at with respect to auditing capabilities, if you're looking at the history of a ticket, something that we've heard from customers and prospects alike, and again, I would encourage you to highlight this on the roadmap if you have not already, is I want deeper auditing capabilities of the knowledge base. Who changed an answer, who updated a question, and this is actually a really interesting one, and I don't believe it's been raised, so I would encourage you to do this. Is there a rollback feature? So there is currently not a rollback feature to the knowledge base, but if that is something that you and others on this call would like to see, again, I would highly encourage you to please post that to the roadmap. And again, that's roadmap.ticket.ai for if you don't know. Let's see. Can users translate virtual agent HelpBot answers into the respective language? So not yet. That's something, again, because we are currently only have a kind of a single language domain of just English right now. That's not something we've gotten to yet, but again, multilingual support, let alone the ability to translate it, is also something that I think we're interested in. And again, I would encourage you to upvote on the roadmap for the multilingual support feature that I believe is there. Okay. Let's publish this one. Gotta wait. Will there be an option to have members of different tenants use our ticket if they are set up in a different domain and they are usually only guests in our MS Teams? Yes. Technically, there actually shouldn't be anything really holding you back from doing that with guests today, but certainly something we can explore. If you're running into any issues, I would encourage you to contact our support about that. We'd love to have a conversation and follow up with you on that. So please contact us, get in touch. So I think that's, if I'm not mistaken, that may be it. I'm still going through here. Oh, here's another one. Okay, this was a private one. Can you explain how the virtual agent and HelpBot and Ticket, how does this all work together? Sure. So Tikit is the primary bot for working tickets in teams between kind of members of the help desk and servicing the needs of the organization, whereas Tikit Virtual Agent is the bot that's made available org-wide for anyone that needs help or needs to get a ticket created. So end users interact with Tikit Virtual Agent. The help desk, the service desk, interacts with Tikit. So that's the difference between the two. And again, you can choose which team you deploy Tikit to, again, so that you can choose who the team of analysts are. And then for Tikit Virtual Agent, you can choose who you make that available to within the organization. So even if you wanted to start, trialing Tikit and you only wanted to make Tikit Virtual Agent available to a handful of users within your organization to kind of just test things out, you can absolutely do that from the Teams Admin Center. And we do have documentation on how to do that. Again, it may reference HelpBot, but fundamentally it's the same thing. Okay, and then I believe the last ones I'm down to now here are Power Automate, which is, I guess is a fun topic to maybe wrap this up on. But I guess before I do, I just last kind of call out, if anyone's got questions, please throw them in there. Clearly trying to get through all of them. But right now I'm seeing Power Automate questions. So I'll give this a brief second if anyone's got anything else on their mind. But if not, I'll jump to this slide and also use this as an opportunity to talk about some of the Power Automate questions. Seen a couple around like, can tickets kick off Power Automate workflows? Can I have Power Automate do something in Tikit? Like, how does that all work? And again, the reason I wanted to kind of wrap up on this slide is, one, again, if you have feature requests, if you have enhancement requests, really anything, please upvote, please comment on roadmap.tikit.ai. But I also want to put my email address here because, like I said a couple minutes ago, the Power Automate connector that we have is actually now available in preview. So if you would like to try it out, or willing to give us feedback, kind of having an open dialogue with us as we work towards getting this out to production, I would certainly welcome that opportunity. So I would ask you, please get in touch with me. My email is right there, adam.dzyacky@tikit.ai. So yeah, please do that. If you want to play with Power Automate, we would be very much excited to talk to you about that, getting it out. So if there are no more questions, or I didn't get to your questions, I'll certainly try to follow up with you here. See a thumbs up, good times. Guess we'll wait. I don't know if the moderators wanted to chime in with anything here. But if not, thanks for coming by. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for finding out about Tikit Virtual Agent. I'm excited for everyone to be able to get this deployed, configured, and custom branded into their environment. Certainly have a lot of functionality and things that we're planning for Tikit Virtual Agent, as well as the rest of Tikit. So until next time, everyone, thanks for stopping by. Have a great rest of your day.